Hello friend, welcome to another video. Today is day 2 of our 10 video playlist series, and today's topic is going to be about eating simply and getting rid of hunger. Let's talk about those in this video. Welcome back for another video. We are talking about diet theories and ideas that I no longer believe in. Today we're going to be talking about the need to eat simply and the need to get rid of our hunger. But before we begin, please go check out the brand new bundle that we just released. We've been working so hard on this bundle. We've got 12 doctors in here, including Dr. Furman and Dr. McDougall, Dr. Mendez. There's so much gold in this bundle. There's yoga teacher training. I've got 6 contributions in here, including my brand new 52 to a New You fully revised ebook transitioning over to a raw vegan diet. So there's so many recipes in there, all kinds of goodies. Nate's got his microgreens course in there. I've got Checkmate Your Cravings, Meal Plan Volume 2. I've got the food journaling for success. There's so many things in this bundle. Please go check it out. It's awesome. It's only here until February 12th, and we only run this bundle once a year. So it won't be back the same way next year. It'll be a totally different bundle. It's called the Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle. Yours for only $49. And it regularly, like if you were to buy everything in the bundle individually, it would cost you over $6,000 to get everything that's in the bundle. But for one payment of $49, you get everything that's listed on the website, and a lot of it is brand new. There's a lot of raw stuff in there. Like I said, I've got 6 contributions. Nate's got his microgreens course if you don't have that yet. Chris Kendall's in there. We've got Vegan Fruity Flour's got some stuff in there. There's even vegan stuff like Lifting Vegan Logic. Daniel, he's got his ebook in there called Debunking Every Argument Against Veganism. That's a really cool book too. The Vegan Sheepdog has his ebook in there called Finding Your Why, and it's got his story. There's just so much value. I'm really excited for Dr. Vanessa Mendez. She's got a massive contribution that's worth $50. It's basically worth the bundle itself to buy. So that I'm really excited. It's about gut health. There's even an ebook in there that talks about like 100 individual ingredients, like apples, for example, and then there's a recipe to use apples in, and then bananas, and there's a recipe to use bananas in. There's sunchokes and recipe to use sunchokes in. So it's like an alphabetical guide for different kinds of foods with recipes that feature those foods. It's called Good Gut A to Z. There's just so much in there. Please go click the link in the description box below and grab the bundle, download all the content. You have 1 year to download the content, and then once it's downloaded, you get to keep it forever. So enjoy it, this thing that we've created for you. Again, worth over $6,000. Link is in the description box below. Yours for only $49. So today's video 2 in a playlist series talking about the diet thoughts and theories and ideas that I no longer believe in. The first part, I want to talk about the need to eat simply. And I've talked about this countless times before, but I wanted to include it in this playlist because I don't believe that we need to stay in a simple diet minimalism mindset. Minimalism is great for our junk drawers and our closets, but not necessarily for our gut microbiome. I know some people feel better when they eat simply, but that's not because simple is our ideal way to eat. It's because simple doesn't challenge their weaker microbiome and thus doesn't cause any excessive symptoms, because you need to work on your gut to build it so that it can enjoy more complexity and more ingredients, more variety. That's where we want to get to. But some people do need to start slow, but this isn't a place to stay. So I no longer believe that we need to eat simply in order to have better gut health. It's definitely dependent on the person's microbiome. And as you build your microbiome, like I said, you can build up to more variety and more complexity, more ingredients in your salads, that kind of thing, instead of staying in this box of simplicity, in this box of diet minimalism. Because I think over time, it does a disservice to our gut because our gut thrives on variety. And there's a study that shows that those who eat over 30 different varieties of plant foods every week in their diet have stronger microbiomes. And even my microbiome has increased over the last year, as you've seen in past videos. It went from 83% last year to 92%. It's over 92% right now. And that's because I have further increased my variety. I eat so many different varieties of food. Nate and I eat over 80 different varieties of plant foods every week. We have a list of all the different plant foods. Actually, I'll post it in the description box below. If you guys want to see all the different things that we eat in a week, that we buy in a week and we eat in a week, go check out the description box. Not only is the link to the new vegan bundle in there, but also the list of over 80 things that Nate and I eat on a weekly basis. So check that out and start adding some more stuff. So again, I no longer believe in the need to eat simply unless you have a weak microbiome, but it's not a place to stay. We want to start here and then slowly increase, add more variety, add more volume, add different things to build up to a bigger variety so you can eat the broccoli and the kale and the cabbage and the fermented foods and all the other things that are so beneficial to us that we don't eat when we are in a restricted, limited mindset. But again, it takes time. It takes time and patience and consistency to build. Just like going to the gym, it takes time. It takes the daily practice of slowly increasing so that you can do things better, so that you can digest things better, so you can lift things better, all that kind of stuff. The second thing that I no longer believe is that we need to get rid of our hunger. So there are some things online that I've seen, and I used to believe this too, that for some reason we need to get rid of hunger. Like hunger is somehow this bad thing that we should try to suppress by taking supplements that suppress our hunger, by distracting ourselves so we don't feel hungry. When hunger is actually a natural signal that our bodies give us because our bodies want energy. That's all it's asking for. It's just saying, hey, I need more energy. Can you give me more energy? That's all it's asking for. Cravings, however, are a symptom of hunger, and cravings are dependent on what's habitual to you. You crave what you have a frame of reference for. So if you typically default to pizza or potato chips, that's what you're going to crave when you're hungry. If you typically default to a raw salad, then that's likely what you might crave more so when you are hungry. And hunger is not something to get rid of. Hunger is something to listen to. And when you have hunger, the symptom is a craving. So when you have a craving for something like potato chips, ask yourself, am I hungry? That's normally the first thing that we should be asking ourselves when we have a craving. Am I hungry? And if you are hungry, eat something that is going to give you those rewards that we discussed a few days ago. The empowerment, the hydration, the fiber, the self-pride, all that kind of stuff comes from eating the healthy thing. But when we have a craving, normally the root is that we are hungry. And a lot of people will say, well, my root cause is because of social stuff, or my family's eating this. It all boils down to choice and hunger. If you go to a restaurant after you have had 650 calories of raw salad, you are dramatically less likely to choose the pizza because you filled yourself up with something hydrating and delicious, and you're proud of yourself and you're empowered. You're way less likely to choose the pizza while you're out with friends. But if you go out for friends on an empty stomach after work and you haven't eaten for 6 hours, yeah, it's going to be really easy to choose the pizza because your stomach's empty, your body's asking for fuel, and you might not be thinking right because your brain needs energy. So it really does boil down to hunger. And any situation that we're in, whether it be convenience, our family does it, our friends do it, it tastes good even. Yes, it tastes good. We know that it tastes good. We're not denying that it doesn't taste good. But what is the root? If it tastes good and you're eating it because you're hungry, then you really have to dive back down into the root of what the craving stems from, which is hunger. for the most part. Emotional stuff can also stem from hunger. Emotional stuff can also stem from not knowing how to cope with life's stressful situations. So in that case, I would say it might not be hunger, but hunger does play a role, because if you are stressed out and hungry, you're gonna crave the pizza. And you're gonna wanna get the pizza because you're hungry. But your emotions do play a role in that aside from hunger. So if you are having cravings due to emotional stuff or stress, then it's up to you to find ways to cope with the stress that don't involve food. Obviously, number one is to fuel up so that you can cope with the stress. Your brain is functioning better, you have more energy to deal with the stress, and you're not starving. And then actually try, on top of eating, to find things that help you deal with the stress instead of constantly defaulting to your current habits, because that's really what we default to, our current habits. Our brain wants to do the easiest possible thing, and that's what we normally do all the time. So that's how our habits are created. They're just easy, they're enjoyable, and they're convenient, or they're comfort zones, and we always default to that. So it does take a little extra willpower, so to speak. I don't really believe that like willpower is this amazing thing that we can just have, because sometimes it's just eating enough, and then all of a sudden you have this crazy amount of willpower because you have a full stomach. So willpower and eating enough do come into play. But I no longer believe that hunger is something that we need to suppress, or that we need to go long hours without eating so much. Like, there's a lot of people who think, well, if I leave for work at 7 a.m. and I don't take my break until lunch, I need something to sustain me for those hours. And unfortunately, our modern lives aren't set up for us to be able to snack or eat something if we feel hungry, which is really unfortunate. And I would talk to my employer, and I actually got privileged to eat when I was in the back because I needed the fuel. So having those conversations can help open some doors so that you can eat when you're hungry, instead of trying to eat something really dense and heavy in order to hold you over for 6 hours, which may not be ideal for your body. Sometimes we do need to eat a little bit less calorie dense foods, but more often. Especially if you're trying to follow a raw diet, you are going to need to eat more often, because those foods are so easy to digest, and we do feel a little bit hungrier later on. So making sure that you aren't suppressing your hunger, but you're listening to your hunger and you're honoring your hunger, because your body is simply asking for some fuel. So think about what kind of fuel do you want to give yourself, and then give it to yourself. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. Please go check out the Ultimate Vegan Health and Weight Loss Bundle. It's brand new. It only comes around once a year, and it's here for 10 days from February 3rd to the 12th. And at that point, you won't be able to get it anymore. So click the link in the description box below, head over to the website, scroll through and see everything you're getting for one payment of $49. You're getting over $6,000 worth of amazing vegan content. There's 12 plant-based doctors in this bundle. I have 6 contributions in here. Nate has his microgreens course, my new 52 to a new you transition guide. It's over 200 pages, and I put my heart and soul into this ebook. I really hope you guys enjoy it. It's being released in this bundle, so go grab the bundle. It's going to be worth it. There's so much stuff in there, including a lot of raw vegan stuff. Click that link in the description box below, and we will be back tomorrow for another thing that I no longer believe. Until then, I love you, and fruit on.